Hey everyone, and welcome to our mini deep dive today. We're going to be tackling the most common questions about hiring Team City developers. You know, those automation wizards who help you build better software faster. And for this one, we're tapping into the expertise over at theperfectdeveloper.com. They're a fantastic resource for finding top-notch developers. In fact, you can check out their 5 questions tool right on their site. It simplifies your developer search,
Yeah.
which I highly recommend.
Yeah, it's a real time saver, especially when you're dealing with a niche skill set like Team City.
Absolutely. Okay, let's jump right in. First up, what exactly is Team City? And why is it such a big deal in the world of software development?
So Team City is a powerful CI/CD tool from JetBrains. Think of it as like the orchestrator of your software development process. It automates the building, the testing, and the deployment of your software, which means faster releases, fewer errors, and ultimately a higher quality product.
So it's all about streamlining and automating the process, which makes sense in today's fast-paced software world. But what does a Team City developer actually do within that automated system? What's their specific role?
They are the architects and maintainers of these automated workflows, often called pipelines. They configure TeamCity set up the intricate steps of building, testing, and deploying your software. They're the ones who make sure the entire process runs smoothly and efficiently.
So they're not necessarily writing the application code itself,
Yeah,
but they're ensuring that the code gets built, tested, and released flawlessly. That's a pretty critical role.
absolutely. And it requires a very specific skill set. They need a deep understanding of TeamCity itself, but also a broader knowledge of CI/CD principles, automation tools, and scripting languages.
Okay, so how does a Team City developer differ from, let's say, a regular software developer? It sounds like there's some overlap, but also some key distinctions.
You're right, there is some overlap. Both roles require strong technical skills. But a Team City developer's focus is on the automation and infrastructure side of things. They are the bridge between development and operations, ensuring that the code flows seamlessly through the pipeline and reaches the end user quickly and reliably.
So they're kind of like the behind-the-scenes heroes, making sure everything runs like a well-oiled machine. I'm starting to see why companies are so eager to find skilled Team City developers.
Exactly.
And that brings us to the all-important question of skills. If you're looking to hire a Team City developer, what are the must-have skills that should be on your checklist? What should you be looking for in a candidate?
That's a great question, and one that I'm sure many of your listeners are eager to hear the answer to.
Let's dive into that next.
So when it comes to hiring a Team City developer, there's a core set of skills that are absolutely essential. First and foremost, you're looking for a strong foundation in Team City itself. They need to be fluent in configuring pipelines, setting up build configurations, and understanding how to utilize plugins effectively.
So it's not just about knowing the interface. It's about really understanding how to leverage Team City's power to optimize the entire CI/CD process.
Precisely. And that's where their knowledge of CI/CD principles comes into play. They need to understand the different stages of a CI/CD pipeline, the best practices for automation, and how to implement effective testing strategies.
Makes sense. But CI/CD can be a complex beast, right? What are some other technical skills that come into play here? I imagine scripting and automation are pretty high on the list.
You're absolutely right. Scripting is essential because it allows them to automate repetitive tasks, customize workflows, and integrate different tools.
Hmm.
A strong grasp of scripting languages like Python Bash or PowerShell is a huge asset.
So it's about finding someone who can not only work within the Team City environment, but also extend its functionality and connect it to other tools in the development ecosystem.
Exactly. And speaking of other tools, a good TeamCity developer is comfortable working with a range of technologies. Version control systems like Git are crucial for managing code and collaborating with other developers.
Ah, get the developer's best friend.
Indeed. And then there's the world of containerization. Docker and Kubernetes are becoming increasingly important for packaging and deploying software.
So they need to be comfortable with the cloud containers and all the tools that go along with that. It sounds like a pretty diverse toolkit.
It is, and don't forget about those soft skills. Problem solving is crucial as things will inevitably go wrong, and they need to be able to troubleshoot and find solutions quickly. And of course, strong communication skills are essential for collaborating with other team members.
Right, because even though they're working on the automation side, they're still part of a larger team. They need to be able to communicate effectively, both technically and interpersonally.
Absolutely. Now, beyond those core skills, there are a few other areas that can set a candidate apart. Experience with cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, or GCP can be a huge plus, especially as more companies move their infrastructure to the cloud.
The cloud is definitely where things are headed, so finding someone with cloud experience could give you a real edge.
Absolutely. And keep in mind that the specific skills you need might vary depending on your industry, the size of your company, and the complexity of your projects. But those core skills I mentioned are a great starting point for any Team City developer search.
That's a great foundation. Now, I'm sure many of our listeners are wondering, okay, I know what skills to look for, but how much should I expect to pay for a Team City developer? Salaries can vary widely, so it's helpful to have some benchmarks.
You're right, salary is a big consideration. Let's break down the salary expectations for Team City developers in different regions and experience levels. But first, a quick reminder that you can simplify your search by using the 5 questions tool on theperfectdeveloper.com. They're the experts in helping you find the best developers.
Great reminder. It's a fantastic resource, so definitely check it out. Now, let's talk about salary. What can a company anticipate spending to bring a talented Team City developer on board?
Well, salaries for Team City developers can vary widely, depending on factors like experience, location, company size, and the specific demands of the role. But let's look at some general ranges to give you an idea. In the US, entry level, Team City developers might start around $80,000 per year, while experienced professionals could command upwards of $150,000 or more. Of course, these are just averages, and factors like location, industry, and company size can all influence the final number.
That's a pretty wide range, and I imagine it's even more varied when we start looking at different parts of the world.
Absolutely. In Europe, you might see slightly lower salaries compared to the US, while regions like Asia often offer more competitive rates.
So companies have options. They can go for local talent or explore a global pool of candidates depending on their budget and specific needs.
That's right. And another consideration is whether to hire full-time, part-time, or even consider outsourcing. Each option has its pros and cons, and the best approach really depends on the project scope and the company's long-term goals.
So there's no one-size-fits-all answer. Companies need to weigh their options carefully and choose the hiring model that aligns best with their overall strategy.
Exactly. And when it comes to actually evaluating candidates, don't just rely on resumes. It's crucial to assess their practical skills. Consider giving them a coding challenge or asking them to walk you through how they would set up a specific CI/CD pipeline.
So you want to see them in action, not just hear them talk about it.
Absolutely. And don't be afraid to bring in another developer or consultant to help with the evaluation, especially if you don't have that technical expertise in-house.
It's all about finding the right fit, both in terms of skills and cultural alignment.
And remember, theperfectdeveloper.com can be a valuable partner in your search. They offer resources, tools, and even personalized guidance to help you find the best developers for your specific needs.
Great reminder. Their 5 questions tool is a fantastic starting point. It streamlines the search process and helps you identify the key criteria for your ideal candidate. Don't forget to check it out at theperfectdeveloper.com.
Finding the right Team City developer can be a game changer for your software development process. It can lead to faster releases, higher quality, and ultimately a more competitive edge in the market.
It sounds like it's well worth the investment. Well, that wraps up our mini deep dive on hiring Team City developers. We hope you found this information helpful.
If you're looking to build better software faster, a skilled Team City developer can be your secret weapon.
Couldn't agree more. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep diving deep into the world of knowledge.